Esra and Lorenzo are two PhD students who have accepted papers at SIGCHI and booked a flight from Amsterdam to Hawaii. They both live in Delft and were excited about their trip. 3 days before the departure, Esra used the trip planner AI system to find the most efficient route from Delft to the airport, considering travel time and cost. However, several factors such as traffic congestion or unexpected delays can create uncertainty in this process. In this case, the trip planner suggested Route 2 as the most efficient option. On the other hand, Lorenzo was hopeful that everything would go smoothly, so he checked the trip planner on the day of departure for a better consideration of real conditions. In this case, the trip planner recommended Route 1 as the most efficient option. So, what makes the AI suggestions for Esra and Lorenzo different? And how does it influence their final decisions? Will they simply accept the suggestions, or will they critically evaluate them? They are around at the conference, so ask them when you are bump into them. To answer these research questions, we conducted a study to understand the impact of human trust and reliance on AI systems in the context of decision-making. Hello everyone, I'm Sara Salimzadeh, pursuing my PhD at the Delft University of Technology. I'm pleased to present our paper dealing with uncertainty, understanding the impact of prognostic versus diagnostic tasks on trust and reliance in human AI decision-making. I conducted this study with my esteemed colleague Gaole and my supervisor Dr. Ujwal Gadiraju. Let's start by discussing the background of our research. What do prognostic and diagnostic tasks mean in our context? Prognostic refers to predicting future outcomes when complete information is still unknown. Transportation modes would either run on time or be delayed, and weather conditions may change unpredictably. Traffic congestion can also vary based on various factors, leading to uncertainty. On the other hand, diagnostic tasks involve making decisions based on known information. All the relevant factors, such as the traffic and weather conditions, are already known in decision-making process. Trust and reliance determine how individuals perceive and interact with AI systems. These factors are two separate yet interconnected elements. Trust refers to individuals' belief in the reliability and competence of AI systems in situations with uncertainty and vulnerability. You can think of this as a subjective trust. Do Esra and Lorenzo believe in the accuracy and effectiveness of the trip planner AI system? On the other hand, reliance refers to the extent to which individuals follow the suggestions provided by AI systems. This relates to objective behavior. Do Esra and Lorenzo accept the trip planner suggestions and follow the recommended routes? In general, we have three different patterns of reliance. Let's go back to Esra's scenario. Under-reliance is when Esra does not rely on the trip planner when it's right and ends up choosing a suboptimal option. Over-reliance is when Esra excessively relies on the trip planner, following it blindly even when it provides incorrect or suboptimal suggestions. Appropriate reliance is when Esra combines her own judgment with the trip planner suggestions, accepting them when they are right and utilizing her own judgment as needed. This is the ideal and most effective approach to relying on AI systems, which we aim to promote in human AI decision-making. Many factors have been found to influence trust and reliance in human AI decision-making. These factors are classified into three categories. Human-related factors, such as individual expertise or cognitive biases. AI system attributes, such as transparency and explainability. And decision tasks and their characteristics, such as their domain or level of stakes involved in the tasks. While extensive studies have focused on human factors and attributes of AI systems, less attention has been given to the effects of decision tasks. Their features have not been thoroughly identified, and their potential impact on trust and reliance remains unclear. Our study addresses this gap by examining the effect of two key features of decision tasks, task uncertainty and task complexity, on trust and reliance in human AI decision-making. We chose trip planning as our scenario because it's a real-life task many people regularly face. The task already includes uncertainty and complexity, making it a suitable context to investigate their impact on trust and reliance. From the 10 route options provided by the trip planner, participants were asked to choose the fastest and most cost-efficient route. They followed a two-stage process. First, they evaluated the routes and made an initial decision based on their own judgment. Then, they received AI suggestions, followed by a final decision-making process in which they considered both their own judgment and the AI suggestion. Our study addressed three research questions. First, we examined the impact of task uncertainty on trust and reliance on AI systems. Think of this as comparing the behavioral differences between Esra and Lorenzo. Second, we investigated the impact of task complexity on trust and reliance. If Lorenzo was given a more complex task where he had to consider multiple factors and constraints, what would be the effect on his trust and reliance on the AI systems? These constraints could include time-related factors like traffic conditions, weather forecasts, public transportation schedules, and the seating capacity of different transportation options and potential delays, or budget-related factors like base fare, ticket subscription, and additional peak hours fees. Lastly, we examined the interaction effect between task complexity and uncertainty. If Esra faced more variables, how would it affect her trust and reliance on the AI system? Some of the factors in her situation had various potential values, introducing a level of uncertainty. We varied the complexity and uncertainty of tasks in our study, with 3 levels of complexity, low, medium, and high, and 2 uncertainty conditions, prognostic and diagnostic. This resulted in 6 experimental conditions to which participants were randomly assigned. We measured trust using self-reported questionnaires and gathered information on participants' decisions and interaction patterns during the 3 tasks to determine their reliance on the AI system. We fine-tuned our AI system to provide 2 accurate suggestions out of 3 tasks presented, ensuring that participants have reliable information to base their decision while acknowledging the possibility of an incorrect suggestion. For more details on the experimental setup of our study, please refer to the paper itself. The analysis of participant responses revealed several interesting findings. First, we found that task uncertainty significantly impacted reliance on AI systems. Participants showed significantly higher appropriate reliance in diagnostic tasks compared to prognostic tasks. They often over-relied on the AI system for prognostic tasks, believing that its access to extensive data and predictive capabilities made it better equipped to handle uncertainty. Second, we found that task complexity also significantly affected reliance. Participants generally showed significantly lower appropriate reliance on the AI system in more complex tasks than simpler ones. We observed that individuals under-rely on the AI system in tasks with relatively lower complexity, feeling more confident in their own ability. While they over-relied on the AI system in tasks with relatively higher complexity, they struggled to recognize when the AI suggestion might be inaccurate. We also found the interaction between task complexity and uncertainty significantly influenced reliance. As tasks become more complex, the level of reliance decreases. Similarly, the appropriate reliance on AI systems drop as task uncertainty increases. However, there is a turning point in highly complex and prognostic tasks where participants start relying more appropriately on the AI system. They may perceive this task as requiring greater cognitive effort and information processing. Depending on the accuracy of the AI system suggestions, increased reliance on AI systems, specifically in complex and uncertain tasks, may not be appropriate as it can lead to over-reliance. What happened to trust then? Trust remained consistent regardless of task complexity and uncertainty across all conditions. However, both significantly influenced reliance. These findings indicate that trust is not the sole driver of reliance on AI systems. Subjective trust does not always align with the objective measure of reliance behavior. Let's wrap up this presentation with our main takeaways. People tend to rely heavily on AI systems in complex and uncertain tasks because it seems less costly than evaluating its correctness. So, our study is a call to action for researchers, designers, and practitioners to develop techniques that empower users to make informed decisions in this context. We cannot expect people to scale challenging mountains wearing only beautiful Hawaiian shirts, nor it is possible to reach the summit without proper climbing equipment. Furthermore, to encourage users to evaluate the AI suggestions and promote appropriate reliance, we also need to reduce the cost associated with verifying AI suggestions.